Hi everyone. I wanted to give you another tip on Gmail. Actually, a few tips. I've been hearing a lot about people who don't like when they're in their Gmail the fact that they open up an email from this main page and it brings them to a separate page, and then if they want to go to the next email or delete this email, it brings them back to this main page. They'd like to see the list of emails and the email itself in one screen. And in fact, you can do that. So I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. It'll make your Gmail browsing a little bit easier. So as you know, all of your settings are up here under the gear wheel to the top right of the browser window. You can click on Settings and go down to Settings. It'll open up a bunch of different tabs, or it'll open up one tab, but you have the option to look at a bunch of different ones. It opens up on General. The one you want is way over to the right, called Labs. Now, Labs are experimental little tools or little pieces of code that programmers working for Gmail kind of come up with on their own, and then this is the way they try them out before they implement them into Gmail proper. So if you scroll down, you see a bunch of interesting ones, but there are two that I think are pretty useful. And that is, if you go down 3 or 4, you'll find one that says Mark as Read button. And that adds a button to the top of your Gmail page that says Mark as Read. Now, I always find this is useful because, it's hard to find, how do I mark this as read? So you can select the ones you want, and then you can click this button. So you might want to enable that. It's pretty useful. And if you go down a little bit more, or where is it? Let's see, go down a little bit more, and there should be, hopefully I didn't go down too far. I might have. Oh no, go down, keep going down. It's a little bit more than halfway, about 75% of the way down. And there's one here called Preview Pane. It says, provides a preview pane to read mail right next to your list of conversations, making mail reading faster and adding more context. They are exactly right in that description. If you click Enable, and then go down all the way to the bottom to click Save Changes, that'll enable these labs that you just turned on. And what you'll notice when you first log on, or when it reloads, nothing's changed. But if you look up in the corner by your settings, the little gear icon, you can see there's a new box. And it says, it has a drop-down menu. It says no split, vertical split, and horizontal split. And it has a little toggle button. So if I click that button, all of a sudden I get this 2-panel kind of view. And I can click on an email, and my email shows up right here next to it. And I can do that with all of my inboxes. So I can start browsing my email a little bit more fluidly than jumping to a new window and then back to this main browsing window. So there you have Mark as Read. And if I want to mark an email as read, I can click on it right here, and I can go up, and right now that I've enabled it, next to the delete button is the Mark as Read button, and I can say, okay, that conversation has been marked as read. So that'll make it a lot easier for you. The last lab that you might want to enable, actually it's not a lab anymore, it's a normal setting that used to be a lab on Gmail. If you go to Settings and you go to the Generals tab, scroll down a little bit, and you'll find Undo Send. And what this is sometimes you accidentally send an email, or you send an email off, and then later a few seconds later you realize, oh, there's something I forgot, and then you have to send a new email. Well, if you enable this and you set your cancellation period at 5, 10, 20, or 30 seconds, what will happen is you can send an email, and then it'll wait a second. It'll wait 20 seconds before it actually sends it. It'll kind of be in the ether, and then you can undo it if you'd like. So I'll show you what that looks like. I can compose an email to me, and I'll say, hey, and I'll press send, and it says sending up at the top here, but it says your message has been sent, undo or view message. So now I can undo the message, sending has been undone, and then I'm all set. It goes back into the drafts if I want to find that message, and I can resend it. So there are 3 new features that you might want to try out. If you have any questions, email me at sburns@lawrenceville.org.